When I tell you chef's kiss, I mean it. And just like anything in life, there's gonna be levels, and new construction is no different. And so today we're checking out one of my favorite builders in my neighborhood of Meridiana. We're checking out Drees Custom Homes, and we're gonna show you when you step up to that next level. They have some beautiful builders here that go all the way on up to that 60, 65, 70 foot wide here, but there's a step up when you go into the custom space. We're gonna talk about some of their pricing. We're gonna talk about the process and how it differs from some of the other production builders that you know, love, and trust on this channel. And we're gonna go over all of that right now. And I got some insider tips on what's coming next for the community of Meridiana. If that sounds good, stay tuned. Before we get into all of that stuff, I gotta first show you how beautiful, how absolutely stunning this home actually is. And so let's do a proper home tour of the Marlin Plan here in Meridiana. Let's check it out. Absolutely beautiful day. It was storming here earlier on today, but now the sun's out. And if the sun's out, that means it's content time. So I just want to give you a scan of the scale of how wide this home is. This is a 100-foot product. This is the Marlin Plan. And we're gonna go and check it out now. Well, how absolutely gorgeous. All of the windows, all of the natural light that you get on all sides of this home, absolutely stunning. Now, let's go check out the inside. Beautiful double doors. And you greet it out the gate with the peekaboo off the front. Super gorgeous. All right, so let's just take this in. This is a pretty big house. So we're just gonna take it in little by little. Talk about all the stuff that y'all normally care about on this channel. So right out of the gate, I'm seeing a lot of storage. You're seeing the little wet bar, wine area over here. This house is nearly 5,000 square feet, currently listed under 900,000. And it has some really great finishes in it. Really, really, really great finishes. This is a conditioned space. Super pretty. Super, 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 super pretty. Before we go and check out that kitchen, got us a little office, nice size, great size windows as well. Double doors, nice fixture. All the stuff that you're gonna expect in a nearly $1 million home. I believe this one was originally listed above $1 million. And just like any deal in inventory, the longer something sits, the longer it becomes discount, right? So you'll be able to get something that looks like this. If you try to replicate this same exact build right now, I can guarantee you that it is not gonna be at 900,000. I can guarantee you that. Just with the size of the home, just with the base price, just with the lot premium, you're shooting up there, okay? Enough of this yapping, get back into it. I just wanna impress upon you, because that's gonna be a theme on this channel this year, is that there's major opportunities with inventory. If you're okay with a layout, we can always change cosmetics. If you're okay with a section of the subdivision, we can change cosmetics. If you're okay with where that lot is, we can change cosmetics. But that layout and the major things that come with the home that you're buying, the best deal is always gonna be in inventory. But back to this beautiful home. So we've checked out a little foyer area. We have a office. Looks like we have a bunch of little storage throughout that we didn't open up. So we got some more storage there. A little bit more storage here. Storage, a little Harry Potter style under the stairwell, and just my villain aesthetic. Black, whites, wood tones. You'd have to peel me out of this house. If Rissa was like, I wrote you a check for this amount, what you want in it, it would be something like this. This would be my aesthetic pretty much all day. In terms of things that you would get also once you kind of step up into this price point, you're gonna step up to stuff that's like KitchenAid versus the Frigidaire package that most people will give. It's usually a 6 burner. If you go kind of all out, you'll usually have KitchenAid kind of surrounding the whole shebang. If you go all out, you may see some Wolf appliances. There's some things that you can see that you wouldn't get in a typical production builder that you would have to do after the fact, but with a custom builder, you can do whatever it is that you want to do. And the general rule of thumb for Drees, like most custom builders, is that if the developer will allow it, if it can be done, and if your lot can hold it, they're willing to do it. It just depends on whether or not it's a realistic thing for what your neighborhood is asking for. For example, in many of these communities, the model homes may have windows or have glass that make it look really pretty and look really modern, but that's not a standard here. In this community, on the estate style sections that give you some different angles like the front of this home did, half of that window that you were seeing up front was garage. You can do that in some of the bigger sections. So again, as long as your development will allow it, you can do it with custom homes. And that's the kitchen. We have an informal little dining area nook over here. Show you a little bit about what we got in terms of pantry size. Pretty nice size. Now I will say that some of the critiques that many of my clients give me, and that it's a lot of y'all, because a lot of y'all come from places where you're like, okay, I can get a ton for my value. I can get a ton for my money in terms of house, but sometimes the closet and the pantry is a little bit underwhelming. That's where a custom builder will come in. So you could look at this floor plan and say, I almost love it. I use this dining room a little bit less. Can we put the pantry on this side and take up more of this space? That's the kind of stuff that you can do with a custom builder that a standard production builder, even some of your favorites like your Highland Homes, like your Perrys, like your Westons, that's stuff that they're not gonna do. And so you can do that here. It's just whether or not you're willing to pay for it, and whether or not you think about it before you go deep and into contract, because then at that point in time, those fees just go way up if you're making changes after the fact. Another thing that is a little bit more of a signature for Drees is that they usually have really nice laundry rooms that'll typically give you cabinetry, and it's a lot of space to kind of walk around. It's a lot of spaciousness in these Drees homes when it comes to the utility room and your mud area. It just typically feels a little bit more grand when you're looking at a Drees. And this is the first side of that garage, and I just wanted to show you that because we are in this section. This almost feels like a model home, and if you're down south and you got some things like this, that means you're close to the Hurricane Alley, but don't be afraid by that. We all good. Barrel did us okay. We were all right. But just to show you what I mean, this, because it is framed how it is, and because the developer allows a certain amount of glass in these sections, some of the other builders in this section didn't have that, but Drees, as the custom home builder, could. Okay, so it just depends on those factors of as far as what the limits of what you can do. This one is a true 3-car garage. So that was 2 on that side. And you got 2 and a little surplus in the back, but not, I wouldn't call this a tandem. This is just a straight up 3rd-car bay with a little extra storage. Again, if you were to have the lot that could accommodate 4 cars back and the rest of the house, you could do that. That is the benefit of going custom, okay? So heading back into the house, really high ceilings. I have some clients that are looking at doing a Drees, and they have multiple cars, so they're gonna do like a car lift. And one of the other signs of a Drees is that they typically have super high ceilings where you could do that in certain scenarios, right? So just little touches. As you step up to that next level, you get a little bit more flexibility if you got the budget. But there are some other rooms on this first floor that we didn't check out. So let's go and see what we got. I wonder if these are secondary. So before I get yelled at, I'm sorry I'm walking through spaces. You know who you are, my bad. I'm back up. All right. Nice size room, upgraded closet, or upgraded carpet rather. Got a half bath so your guests don't have to go into any rooms, which is always a plus. Full on bathroom in here. Great size closet. So the inventory side, especially if you're looking for a house that is this big, multiple sliders, didn't even notice that. So that's 30,000 in sliders just off the gate, 30,000 in sliders. Got a courtyard back here. Matter of fact, let's go outside. Let's explore out there a little bit. Got drainage back here in the event that you're gonna put grills or any of that kind of stuff. Got your gas back here. Set up for the works. And being that this is a 100-foot product, you're gonna have some of the biggest lots that Meridiana now has to offer. So if you want a lot of space going into a product that is like this, that's gonna give you a lot of side yard and a lot of backyard, that's gonna be the way to go. And just to show you the scale, this is the same size as some 40-foot sections backyards right here. And this is just your side yard in this section. And then you'll have another one of similar size on that side, okay? So yeah, a lot to take in on a house that is this massive, and a lot of stuff that I'm really liking. The drawback, and it's not even a drawback for you as the buyer. For you as the buyer, it's a great thing if you like what the house looks like. I got a home that me and my clients negotiated a better price than list price. We'll talk about that later on in the video, but it's a house that sat for a while. And as I mentioned earlier, those are gonna be some of your best deals when it comes to inventory. House sat for a really long time, maybe close to 6 months. The original list price was like 1.2, 1.3, and we're gonna get them down to damn near 900K, okay? We're able to do that because it's an inventory house that had some wonky changes that the previous buyer picked that were kind of ugly. They were kind of ugly, right? It wasn't a true inventory home. It was a home that someone built custom with bad taste. And we get to capitalize off of that. My clients are gonna take it to the next level of picking an inventory home and making it your own, which is the semi-custom element of it, where we go in after the fact and make those design changes that you want to the house. But I say all that to say, at this price point, the benefit to you as the buyer is that because you can afford $1 million home, you have options, right? You could choose to build this home. You can wait the 10 to 14 months for that thing to be completely done, and we can go through all the design meetings and do all the stuff. We can do all of those things. You have the ability, you have the finances to do that. However, because you can afford to do that, at a certain price point, these builders know that the average person like yourself that could afford this would prefer to have things exactly like they want it, Like you want the tile, you want the pools, you want the range hood to be decorative. You want all of the things. And because of that, sometimes inventory at this price point sit for a while because someone that could afford this home would potentially have different tastes than what the inventory was picked for a design, okay? And so as the buyer, that gives you an advantage to really come in here and say, hey, this isn't really my style for me to do what I wanna do. I kind of would want to change the floors out. I kind of want to change the cabinets. I wanted to be a little bit lighter. I wanted to be a little bit darker. I wanted certain tiles all the way, whatever the thing is. You can come in from a semi-custom standpoint of trying to get them down as low as possible, or catching it like this one where they've already dropped the price $200,000 and coming in and doing 75 to 100K in work and getting it at a value where the houses around you are going to push you up. For those people that went through the full process and paid full price, you're going to get a discount and some appreciation going into it because you come in at a lower level. That's the cheat code at this price point that everybody can do that. Me and my wife did it at the 50-foot plan. We're gonna go in, we're gonna change out some tiles. We've painted some rooms. We're gonna add some speakers and things to our media space. We've added our generator. We've done all the things, or we've started to do all the things that we would have done had we built it from the ground up. And at this price point, I tend to see an even greater discount because without someone buying this home, you just now have a mortgage on $1 million home that you're paying, right? And they want to get those off the books. So definitely a huge advantage to you as a buyer that can afford something like this is if you see something that has the layout, has the location, has a gated section like you want, has the yard that you want, but maybe it just isn't to your design eye, going the semi-custom route after the fact, catching most of the warranties. You're still going to have your structural warranty. You're still going to have, you know, the bones of if a light doesn't work or if a plug doesn't work or something doesn't quite work, you're still going to have that builder on the hook for the warranty. But you can come out and change these tiles. You can come back in and add some hardware to these cabinets. You can change this island if you just absolutely hate it and save a lot more money. But now let's get back into this beautiful primary suite and see what y'all think about that. So got the beams up top, nice hardware, black window packages. That's typically an upgrade for most builders. We got this luxury vinyl plank in here. You got your spa-like retreat, super big shower, peekabooing over to the tub, oversized tub. Really pretty. But again, this is one of those prime examples of, I like the layout of this bathroom. I like these tiles. I'm not the biggest fan of these tiles. So instead of scrapping this whole thing and being like, I'd rather just build this and try to replicate it and replicate everything but these floors, just get the house and change the floors. That's a lot easier to do. But in terms of space and layout and just overall cost, even though this is an inventory and I don't want to say they skimp, but you wouldn't go all out on an inventory home, right? You're not going to put the highest end of marble. You're not going to do, more times than not, you're not going to do a full closet system. You're not going to go and do the level 7, level 8 tile. You're not going to go and do the $50,000 wood floor. There's certain things that as an inventory home, they've run the numbers in the neighborhood and they know what things are going for in their sections, and they try to play to the prettiest side of what they can get away with without breaking the bank in case scenarios like this where the home kind of sits for a while, right? And so they don't want to be too top heavy on cost while they're waiting on, hopefully you. Yeah, you. I'm talking to you right there. Hit me up and say if you want this house. But let's go upstairs and check out the layout and some of the design features that they have picked in there. I love the elevation of these houses. As you kind of go in Meridiana specifically, a lot of the houses, there's like a handful of builders where the houses look pretty much the same. And then you'll come across an elevation like this and you're just like, oh yeah, that's a Drees, without a question. But beautiful. Just look at the details of this elevation of your home. Gorgeous. Peekaboo on both sides. More storage. Still got the upgraded carpet and things throughout, which is some stuff that I would expect. In a house at this price point. Still a good sized closet for a secondary room. Go around this little catwalk, see what we got around the catwalk. Got a full bath with the window detail. Got more storage in here. Linen closet, which you always need near the bathroom. Got another nice sized room. Better sized closet. Still, I love this catwalk, entertainment downstairs, great views. Basically every direction you turn from the second floor, you're able to see outside, even down to looking out the bathroom. Beautiful touches on this elevation, just beautiful. Got a movie room, media space. Now, my gripe with people that put windows in media spaces is like, bruh, if I'm trying to watch a movie for real, you don't think I want that blacked out? However, that would have potentially just been a decision that when they were building it, a couple buyers would have told them, hey, we do like it when we have a window so we can get some natural light in here so it's not just completely black. And they went with it on that one. I would have probably had them close that up. But great size, enough for the theater seating. You got plugs all throughout. Looks like we got pre-wire for a projector. Everything that you would need already painted. Looks like black. So it's definitely a beautiful thing in that media room. Gorgeous. Got your Texas loft also. So nice little game room. If this was a model, this is where they would have the pool tables, or they would have the little desk over there for your school or whatever. This would be a crazy amount of space for Chan to do her school, and Rissa to run school over here. That'd be crazy views, crazy vibes. So in a couple years, man, couple years when we upgrade, I might be looking for a Marlin plan. I might be looking for one. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I lie. Y'all know I'm going to Frederick Harris. That's where I'm going. We'll wrap that up. I'm lying, y'all. I'm lying. But no, this is a beautiful home, great layout. So what's that? 1, 2 beds, 3, 4. So 4 beds. We have a 4 beds, an office, a media room, game room, outdoor patio covered with the prep for kitchen stuff. It didn't have water, but that wouldn't be too hard to get water out there. Oversized covered patio, oversized lot. And all of that is for the beautiful price of, is this the sheet? It's not the sheet. We're gonna walk down and talk about the price and why this is such a great deal right now. In terms of pricing, it is like $8.99. Don't make me lie to you, I'm almost at the paper. So in terms of price, this is, as we said, Marlin plan, 100-foot section, 4-bed, 4-bath, 3-car garage, $8.99 is what this is listed at currently. Original price was over $1 million. Okay. In terms of value, if you go to anywhere else that you could build something that is this big in a community that is this nice, you are definitely over $1 million. So that's part of the bonus of why I really just love Meridiana so much, is because you basically, if you can deal with the state of what Iowa Colony and Manville is as it continues to grow and build out, this is one of the best places that you can park the values of your money, because you're getting a little bit with every dollar, a little bit more with every dollar out here. This in Bridgeland for the same size house was 1.3. But again, Bridgeland is Bridgeland, right? This same house in Siena would be 1.2, 1.3. But again, that's Siena, right? You're in a great spot where you have access to so much stuff around you, but it's not so developed that you're paying the development premium at this point. And so Meridiana definitely hits a sweet spot. But that is a really great price per square foot for a luxury builder in a luxury community in Meridiana. Beautiful. But now I got another one that I can show you. That is the last 100-foot lake lot that this community will ever have. This is the last one. I'm getting exclusive access on that one. It is also their #1 selling plan in Texas. It is the Linmar 2. One of the ways that I actually was introduced to Drees as a builder was after a couple viral videos kind of popped up on my YouTube feed showing the Linmar 2 in like Austin and Dallas and just some other places around Texas. And so I'm expecting this one to be beautiful. We're gonna see it for the first time together. This one is also reduced to under $1 million and was listed above as a lake lot, premium lot, their prized plan that they go with. And so I'm interested to see it, and it's right across the street. So let's go check it out. So you've been watching this video now for about 30 minutes and I still haven't got a call, a text, an email, carrier pigeon, comment section. I haven't gotten anything from you to let me know that when the time comes and you're ready to make a huge decision like building your custom home, that you're gonna call me and I'm gonna be your go-to. You haven't done that and it's breaking my heart. So I'm gonna give you a couple seconds to do that. Like I said, call, text, email, the absolute best way to do it. There's gonna be a link under this video. It's gonna be the pinned comment, so it's gonna be the #1 comment that you see. Click that link, pick a time that works best for you. That way I can give you my undivided attention and make sure that I'm taking care of you and answering all the questions that you have about this builder or any other builder in this community or any other community around Houston. But in order for me to answer all your questions and do everything and make sure that you're comfortable with this decision moving forward, I gotta be able to talk to you and know your goals and your needs directly. Also, if you are like many of my clients these days and you just wanna show up and you wanna come to Meridiana and talk to Paige with Drees, just say, hey, Aaron sent me. You wouldn't be the first. She'll give me a call or a text afterwards and say, so-and-so came, they were amazing. This is what we can do for them because I know they came from you. But in order for me to do that, you have to either hit me up or put my name down when you go and talk to the sales team, and I'll be able to take care of you when the time comes, when the chips are on the line and it's time for contract time. We want to make sure that you're not overpaying for anything in this market. But the only way, like I said last time, only way I can do that is if you hit me up before or if you put my info down. But without further ado, let's hop back into the video. All right, Linmar 2, let's check it out. Let's first back up and give you a good look of the exterior of the house. Let me know what you think. That wind busting today, boy. That wind is busting. Gorgeous. Similar kind of design features and elements to the Marlin plan that we just checked out. Super pretty, but now let's get on up inside this thing and see if y'all like this one too. Again, gorgeous double doors. Gorgeous, gorgeous double doors. Similar kind of elements. Peekaboo off the front. Meridiana Parkway, so I kind of pass by the back of this home every day we come in. But let's get to it. That beep tells me I'm at home. that beep tells me I'm welcome. Every time I hear that now, I'm gonna think about my wife saying that in the last video, man. That fire alarm beep. I'm at home, baby. I'm at home. But yeah, gorgeous, nice size. Tall ceilings, that's definitely gonna be, because these are 8-foot doors, so we're talking 13, 14-foot ceilings here, so nice tall ceilings. You have another kind of wine room that is also conditioned space in there. And the vibe of this one is just a little bit different. Still got a courtyard, which we love. Still covered patio, which we love. But the space is broken up differently. Just differently, a little bit more narrow. You almost have two. This would probably technically be a dining area, which I'm not quite sure I love, off of the front of the door like this. So you would come in and then you'd be greeted by a big, beautiful table right here, potentially. I don't know if I would use this space like that. I probably would use this almost as like a secondary living room. So I probably want to put a TV or something right here, and then this one be the more formal living room is probably how I would do it. But even still, that's the beauty of you going custom, doing the things that you want, or going semi-custom like we described before, and making the changes that would make the most sense for your life. But you still get KitchenAid stuff. You still get double ovens for all those master chefs. You get the range hood that people love. Get the microwave in the cabinets, which people love. Still get a nice sized mud room. As mentioned before, you get a gigantic utility room and washer dryer area. Cabinets, sink, all the stuff that you would want. We got 2 sliders again. That's $30,000 in just sliders. We haven't talked about anything else. And this was the old $1 million view that you would have had before they reduced the price, that is, right? This would have been the old $1 million view. So like many of our sections, you got a walking trail surrounding that lake. New elementary school in the horizon, so not quite walking distance, but super close. You are in one of the few gated sections here, which is also a plus. And this is a really big house. This is over 5,000 square feet, and you have still a ton of yard for a pool or whatever it is that you would want to do at this price point, and still having these views, this vibe, this patio, this coverage. Still absolutely a vibe. Formal family room area. They got you set up for the TV over there, has a fireplace. That's one of those things that's kind of hit or miss. I just found out it was a hit for my wife, as I'm now being asked to quote stuff like this in our house. So I'll keep you posted on that, but that's a part of our semi-custom journey, getting the inventory home, getting it at a low price. That's part of the journey, right? So hit or miss. A lot of my people that come from cold places want it. It's a hit or miss in Texas whether or not you get it on the inventory, but if you want to build it, you want to go custom, you can do whatever you want again, as long as the developer allows it, and as long as your lot will hold it, right? But great space, have tons of room for a nice sectional over here. Indoor, outdoor field with the sliders on both sides, so no matter how you use this space, and no matter how you use this space, great space that you can use for however you want to do it. Going into the primary, again, some more of that beam detail up here. Tons of natural light. That'd be a beautiful view to wake up to. It's almost like you did something right, to be able to wake up and just see the waves going in your backyard. Beautiful. Tons of space. Of course, you can fit a king in here. Of course, you can have enough room for furniture in here as well if you want to do the little seat in front of the bed, and nice size dresser and mounted TV. You got room for all of that in this plan. Gorgeous, gorgeous plan. And we step into the shower. Now, this is the thing that I used to remember from all of the videos, was how nice the models' homes of these showers would be, where you got the two heads like this, and you got the peekaboo looking through, and it's all sexy and just like a sexy spa. You still get that vibe in here on the inventory. Gorgeous. But again, as I sit in here and I can see the beauty of this, I know that this would be expensive. They did tile all the way to the top. They did the multiple shower heads. You got the peekaboo windows out. There are touches in here that I don't like, right? And that's where catching this at a discount and going semi-custom with your own team. If you need somebody, I got a guy for you that I trust. He's done work in my own rental home, and he's helped me out with a lot of stuff. If you need a guy, I got a guy, maybe even two. But I know that this stuff is expensive, but I'm not a fan of how that looks. I've never liked the pebble look on the floor. I've always thought it just kind of looked a little, right? And for this to be $1 million home, to have that in there and to feel about $1 million home is never a good feel. But that's where you got somebody like me that says, but look at the values, bruh. Look at the values. If we get this at this price and we do this work to it, it can be exactly what you need and save you X amount of money. That's what you got to do. Great closet. Again, if they were going all out, you would see the custom shelving. You'd have the 2 to 3 level rod system where you got pull downs and pulleys and all of that stuff. You're not getting that in here because the price point of the neighborhood hasn't justified it with them being the only custom builder. Another point that I would make for custom builds, if you decide to not build here custom, is that you really see the competition step up in a situation like where we were last week on the channel, where we were looking at custom homes in Bridgeland. Because they have Frederick Harris that can go up to that 90 to 100 foot, and because they also have a Partners and Builders that can go up to that 90 to 100 plus foot, there's competition between those two where they have to step their game up. They have to do that extra little bit more. They have to go to the next level and do some of the bells and whistles that they will pay a little bit more up front for, but they don't want to be in a situation where you're going to spend over $1 million and you're just like, man, that's a really ugly house. They don't want you to be in that scenario, and so they go a little bit all out. In this scenario, with them being the only competition, you have some houses that could get a little bit bigger over here. You have some stuff that can get up into that like 45 to 5,000 square foot on some of the footprints, but it's not going to have this level of beauty in it, in my opinion. Okay, so they have a little bit of room to kind of play with the market on their side on this one. Nice little half bath so people don't have to come and be in your stuff. We got another secondary bedroom down here, which is absolutely beautiful. I love when you got 2 bedrooms down. Just thinking about my mom as she kind of gets up in that age, she doesn't have to go up and down stairs if she were to come and stay with us for an extended period of time. Now, let me tell my baby, I ain't say that. I ain't say that she coming. I'm just thinking about in the future if she needed to, she could do that. And I always appreciate having 2 bedrooms down, especially when it has its own bath, so they can kind of do their own thing. And that's the first floor. So we got 2 beds. We got 2 almost living room kind of spaces. We got the garage, that's a 3-car. Again, I don't think I showed you the pantry on this one. So about the same size pantry as the other one. Again, if you wanted more and you went custom, you could cut all of this out, make this all your pantry, right? So that's the choices that you would have to make. But now, looks like we got content day across the street. Somebody's about to be in here, I'm sure. So let's go check out the second story. Again, details off the stairs are just beautiful to me. Nice wood tread. We have peekaboos on either side of the home yet again. Got more storage. Always a plus in a house that is this size to have storage. I would imagine that if this was us, this would be Chaney's room. And she would have her little water view. I think she would love that. Because it's just oh, the Limar does have a balcony. Okay, so we'll go check that out. All right. And so I'm not shorting any of my people that are actually looking at this closet. So something I'm noticing on this one is they have done some upgrades to this home, whether it's the banisters, whether it's the flooring, whether it's the carpets. They have done some upgrades to this home. You can tell it, you can feel it. But they didn't go all out as the last one, right? And that may have been because they were trying to play within the comps of the numbers that they have sold over here. Is maybe if they did the exact same interior package where they went super modern and super contemporary in here, it may have blown out the budget from an appraisal standpoint. So all of those things kind of factor in when you're looking at inventory. But again, a beautiful benefit for you as the buyer is that you don't care about that. Let's get this price down as low as possible to make sense for us to go semi-custom if you don't like what this stuff looks like. So up here on the second wing, we have another bathroom, full bath. We have another beautiful bedroom with tons of lighting. Decent sized closet. Got another media room. Y'all know from the last segment, I ain't the biggest fan of that in here, but maybe they've built a lot of these and they got the data to say, hey, my people want windows in here, they want options. And this one actually has a pass-through to the game room, which I think is fire. Again, there's a lot of attention to the elevation on just being able to look out into your backyard and appreciate it. And I think this frames this part of the world of Meridiana beautifully. Basically, every room just has uninterrupted access to the lake. I think it's gorgeous, gorgeous detail. Taking a step out onto this back patio. balcony, gorgeous size. Creates your courtyard underneath us that we walked under earlier. Yeah, man, this is just a vibe. This is just an absolute vibe. Vibey. In terms of, while we kind of go and check out the rest of the house, looks like we got one more little room over there. This should be a 5-bedroom. As we go and check out the rest of this house, those beeps. We got more storage linen. We got the 5th bedroom. Really nice. And then closet, pretty decent size. So as we wrap up this video, the one thing that I will continue to say is if you are going inventory, even at this price point, these are going to be some great deals, because like the previous one, like this one, both of them had been marked down over $100,000 to get you to a point to where if I stack this up house size wise, and then I have a client come in and say, I want to change these few things, you're still in a great price point to potentially stay under $1 million, being a 100-foot gated section in one of the best communities in Houston. Top 25 ranking master plan communities in the nation for under $1 million. That would be hard to do anywhere else. And so the value is there. The semi-custom play is going to always be there if you like the layout, the location, the section that you're in, the amenities that come with it. Picking an inventory luxury home like this, don't be intimidated by the size of it, because if you try to build this same exact thing from the ground up, you're going to pay way more. Okay? The next thing to know about Meridiana and Drees is that as this one wraps up, we have 2 more, and they're going to be the last 2 90-foot sections that come for Drees Custom Home Builders. Okay, so if you miss out on these 2 and you're not quite ready, you're not quite sold, and you're not really feeling the layouts of these, and you want to go on and do your own project, you have that right to do that. And we got some stuff coming up. We're going to get 2 brand new models here for the 70-foot. We didn't even cover the 70-foot section. We're all in 90 and above. But we're not going to get any more 100s. You're going to get 2 more 90s, so you will have 2 more opportunities to do a custom build, and something like this could go on a 90-foot plan, okay? The next thing, if you've been following the channel since our last custom segment, we talked a little bit about how on the custom side, the money up front can be a little bit more aggressive. If you're building a custom home with other builders like a Frederick Harris, like we featured, and like Partners and Builders that we're going to be featuring here pretty soon, if you were to go with a custom build with a builder like that, they typically want a small deposit up front. Could be 10, could be $20,000 on a $1 million plus home, which seems low. But within 60 days, they're going to want a nice big chunk, somewhere between 5 and 10% of a deposit. So if you were to go out there and build a $2 million home, you're going to have like 10 or 15,000 up front, and then within 60 days, they're expecting a check for $200,000 from you. You would then also go to the design center and pick out things, right? You're going to pick out your floors, your countertops, cabinets, all those things. And if that budget goes over a certain amount, they're going to want a 50% deposit of that. So let's say you go to the design center, spend 200 more thousand, they're going to want another between $50,000 and $100,000 check from you. So out the gate, to go fully custom and go super big, and with most custom builders, out of the gate, you're going to be 2 to 3 to 400,000 of money that's basically non-refundable in the hands of that custom home builder for a year, okay? So if you're going that route and you're looking at some other builders, be prepared to have a nice chunk of change be in the builder's hands for a long period of time. However, the beauty of Drees and why you kind of see Drees popping up in more and more communities is that they operate more like your traditional production builder. So like your Highland Homes, your Perrys, your Newmarks, some of those builders that would go and, for example, you have an earnest money deposit. In this case, it's $30K for Drees for basically all of their sections. You would then go to the design center. So there is no secondary deposit to keep you more on the hook. So out the gate, you're out of money, $30K. They're holding that. That's pretty standard. If you go to the design center and spend $100,000, they're going to want a 50% deposit after that appointment. So you would go $30K out the gate, 50% of that $100K. So we're at $80,000 out of the gate on what could be $1 million home if those were the numbers that we use in that scenario. So from a leverage standpoint, if you don't like how things are going in the process and you want to back out and you want to walk away from the process, you're saving about $200,000 to $300,000 in liquid cash that the builder has of yours with going with a builder like Drees versus the builder that we showcased on the channel last week in Frederick Harris, or who we're going to talk to in the next segment with Partners and Builders. Most of the custom home builders operate with a little chunk, big chunk, big chunk, where this one acts truly as a custom home builder. You can do all the changes, you can move walls, you can move structure, you can move rooms, you can do all of the custom things with Drees, but they act like a true production builder here, where they're not trying to hit you for so much money up front. Earnest money, design center deposit, halfway, okay? But if you can deal with those things and you want a house that looks like this, like my wife so beautifully said in the last video, new construction does this amazing thing of giving you a dream no matter what your budget is. And this is just another step up in the dream factory. You got more rooms, you got more space, you got more walls, you got more things that you can make a moment out of in a house that is like this. But is it enough of a dream? And is it enough of a moment for you?